Should you spend almost $300 on a trike for your baby that supposedly will last you from 10 months all the way to 3 years old? Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Serein and this is my motherhood and lifestyle channel where I share with you life unfiltered. Today is going to be a detailed product review of the Doona Liki Trike. I have the Series 3 and I will talk about what the difference between Series 3 and Series 5 is and why I chose Series 3, why I decided to go with such an expensive trike product, and all of the pros and cons of the Doona Trike. Now I'm going to start off this video sitting down talking about a lot of these things, and then we're going to go outside and I'm going to share with you exactly how it looks, all the key features. If you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe for new content every week. Everything you might need to know about this video and me will be linked in the description box, as well as the blog post that goes along with this video in case you wanted a written down perspective or if you need to reference some of the key points of this video review. So without further ado, the review of this almost $300 trike. There's a Series 3 and a Series 5 from what I can tell, and I did a little bit of digging and research before purchasing the Series 3. From what I can tell, the biggest difference between the Series 3 and the Series 5 is that the Series 3 does not come with the travel bag. The Series 5 will come with the travel bag, but you can also buy it later on. So right off the bat, I was gonna save a little bit and avoid purchasing it with the travel bag included, because while we will most likely start traveling within the next 3 years, I don't see us traveling and needing that bag right away. My friend who is visiting and travels a ton, she currently I think has a 1.5-year-old at the time that I saw her and I was introduced to this amazing looking trike. She was traveling with her baby at about a little over 1 year old, and I asked her what her thoughts were because this trike looked so convenient, so sleek, so efficient for both the parent and the kid, and because Lillian absolutely hates her stroller. I understand that most kids go through a phase where they don't want to sit in their stroller and they don't enjoy their stroller. Lillian absolutely hates her stroller. We could not get her in the stroller as an infant, as a newborn, and to this day, the longest we can hope for is maybe 30 minutes, and that's with a lot of trying to calm her down and soothe her. A lot of times we try to just put her in her stroller because it was very expensive. We have the Doona one. Try to get her to just sit in it for a couple minutes at a time to get her used to it. What we discover is our baby hates being strapped down. She had the same issue with her car seat. It's why we ended up switching into a convertible car seat as soon as possible, and we had to really work on her getting used to the car seat. While we are trying to work with her and getting her used to the stroller because it is way more convenient for us when we're out shopping or if we have a long day, it is just a huge struggle, and we end up having to carry her in the baby Bjorn, and she's getting kind of heavy and big where it's starting to be a little bit cumbersome to have to carry her all the time. So as soon as she hit 10 months, I got the Doona Trike because the Doona is recommended for 10 months and up. And the reason I wanted to get the Doona Trike was because of the functionality of it and the supposed longevity of it. It is marketed to last you until 3 years old because it's like a transformer. It transforms as your baby develops and grows. So currently we have it on the first setting, and it's got these straps, it's got the backrest, it's got the control handle that mommy or daddy uses to steer and control. Pedals are not active right now. We're using the pedals as footrests for Lillian. There's also a handlebar that kind of goes around her to keep her in. The main reason I see that your baby needs to be at least 10 months old to ride this thing is because of some of the physical aspects that your baby needs to have. Your baby needs to be sitting upright comfortably for long periods of time. Your baby needs to have really good solid head control. Your baby needs to be able to sit up on their own for long periods of time comfortably, and your baby probably needs to have legs long enough to rest their feet on the pedals as a footrest to sit comfortably. The straps on the Doona are there, but I don't feel like they're the most secure straps. In my opinion, your baby needs to be pretty stable sitting on their own and being able to kind of control their center of gravity in order to feel safe in the Doona. I like the backrest because the backrest is there to support Lillian and support the baby. However, if your baby's like Lillian, who absolutely hates feeling confined, having a smaller, thinner backrest lets them feel a little bit more free. It's not super sunny or hot. We actually keep the sun shield folded down. This lets her feel more open, feel more free, lets her see around, lets her look back and see us, but also be able to ride forward, which is really important for your child if they want to feel less confined and less restricted. Now, I do like the option of having that sun shield that folds up really easily, because if we're out on a walk and it gets very sunny, you don't ever want your baby in direct sunlight. I also live in a very sunny climate, very hot climate, so that is very beneficial when it's a little warmer out. It kind of keeps them a little more protected. So I like that. It's a really nice sun shield. It does cover quite a bit and provides nice coverage and nice shade. Is the steering as efficient as my Doona stroller? Absolutely not. It is a little bit wonkier. It is a little bit more challenging to steer through crowds and through stores with narrow aisles, but we also haven't really had that big of an issue because it does free up my hands. It frees up my back from having to carry her all the time. So I really like the sun shield. I like that I can keep her pretty happy in the trike. There is a nice little drawstring bag on the back of the trike, so we usually keep a couple diapers, a spare set of bottles, and some baby wipes in there. Not like our stroller where we have that whole undercarriage to store a ton of stuff. And because the handle is quite thin and small, I can't really hang our diaper bag on there. We have the Dagny & Dover diaper backpack, which is very comfortable and very spacious, so if we do plan on being out for longer periods of time, we will have more bottles, more diapers, wipes, and extra clothing in that diaper bag, which we can both carry and carry for long periods of time without any back issues because it is so ergonomically designed for us. If you need to hang your backpack or your diaper bag, this is not going to be the product for you because there's nowhere really for you to hang it. So another reason why I think this product is recommended for older children. Definitely not as spacious as having your stroller where you have that undercarriage as well as that very sturdy handle to like clip on your diaper bag. But it does have that drawstring bag, which is good enough to carry spare diapers, wipes, extra bottles, maybe 2 extra bottles, and a extra sweatshirt for you and for your baby. Now, personally, this has been a huge game changer for us. It has changed our ability to just be able to be more out and about and go out and stay out for longer periods of time. Mainly, it saves our backs, and Lillian's happier. So she's way more content in the Doona trike. She feels more free but still safe, and we are able to run our errands, we are able to explore, and we're able to just be out and about. I love that the trike folds down. It folds down quite small. You can take the handle off and it will become small enough to fit in a large duffel bag. So it's perfect if you have a smaller compact car. It's really great if you are traveling a lot. I definitely see us bringing this when we're traveling. For convenience as a family, this is a great option, especially if you're out and about a lot, you want to explore more, and you have a baby that's very active who doesn't like to sit in a stroller. Another selling point for me and why I was willing to pay the more premium price, because we could have gotten any trike that was appropriate for her age. The reason I wanted to get this one was because you can eventually have this turn into a full-blown trike. So the handle does come off. First step is going to be removing the safety harness and the bar that goes around it so that they can then steer and control, and then you're going to start putting the pedals in there so that they can actually get that feeling for pedaling, and finally you remove that parent control and then it becomes a trike. So this should last her all the way to 3 years old. I won't know yet until we get there. Lillian is currently 11 months, and so far we've had this for a solid month, and this is my review at 1 month in its first stages. I might update you guys for stage 2 and stage 3, but I feel like she's going to be in stage 1 for quite a bit of time. I wanted to also invest in this as soon as possible, 1, to save our sanity, 2, to make Lillian get used to it, and 3, so that we do get the full amount of time using this product. Like I mentioned, there are tons of other trikes out there that are much more affordable, but this one seemed to be the most beneficial in terms of longevity for us. Before purchasing it, I asked around, I asked people who had it what their thoughts on it were. I read a lot of reviews. I also then made sure to put Lillian in a physical one at a store to make sure she didn't scream bloody murder. That was something I learned as a new parent. Never buy something without trying it out first, and obviously you never know. That first try could be magic and golden hour and it will never be like that again. Or they could scream and then we'll love it later. So you just never know, but at the first sign of like, I knew that we would hesitate purchasing it if we put her in it and she screamed immediately. We kind of rolled her around the store a couple times. She seemed to really enjoy it, did not scream the second I put her down, loved it, in fact seemed to enjoy it more and more. So that's when I knew this was going to be the correct purchase for us. So now let's move outside so I can show you how Lillian sits in the trike, how it folds down, and some of the key features that I talked about earlier. Okay, so we're outside with Lillian. We're actually gonna take a little family walk. This is the Doona trike, like fully extended. Kind of how it is 90% of the time. If you get in a little close, the wheels are not engaged with the pedals just yet. So this is going to be later stages when she's going to be helping with pedaling. Handlebars are also not in control, like she doesn't have control over this because of this little security bar. It's clicked in, so she can't turn this. The front wheel is all controlled by my handlebar in the back. She's got the harness strap, so it's over the shoulders, easy to adjust as she grows. But what I'm talking about in that earlier part is that you have this and you have the harness, but it's not super secure. This is not like your stroller. This is not like your car seats. Your baby does need to be a little bit more stable, a little more advanced physically. 10 months is probably the youngest you're gonna wanna put your baby in this. It's also the manufacturer recommends 10 months. You don't wanna go any younger than that. And you wanna make sure your baby's ready for this. She is chewing on a piece of our Halloween costume. This entertains her a lot. So if your baby gets kind of bored and stuff, I do recommend tying a little toy or something like that. The negative effects of, while, like I mentioned, Lillian hates being in a stroller because she feels too confined, the negative part about not having her in a stroller is that when it's nap time, this is not going to be okay. You have to like go to the car for nap time, you're going to have to carry her, baby wear her for nap time, because unlike a stroller, you can kind of cover everything and they can lay back and sleep. Not like she was gonna do that anyways, so it never really was an issue for us. But if you have a baby that does do really well with nap times and napping in the stroller, this is going to be a huge adjustment for that. So something I didn't mention, here's a brake, which is very good and important so that your baby doesn't go flying off a curb. Now this comes off, and I'm gonna show you why this comes off later when you fold it down. But let's say your kid's already in here and you want to put the sun shield up, you're going to have to take the handle off and put the sun shield up and then put the handle back in. Normally when you're folding stuff, she doesn't want the sun shield, so we're going to fold it back. But normally when you know you're coming out, I'll show you when you unfold it. You can unfold it without taking the handle off. Here's the drawstring bag I had mentioned. We also have the cup holder. This is one of the negative things. You would think that the cup holder would be like over here, right? For the parent, for the coffee, for the tea, for the water bottle. No, it actually goes up here. And the thing about that is Lillian knows how to pull this thing off. One of the design flaws in my opinion is that this removable cup holder is in the wrong place. This really should be for the parent. I understand it's for the kid for when they're older, but it's just removed too easily, so we end up not having it on here. Also, if you collapse this a lot, this is one of the important buttons to have to collapse this trike. So you're always gonna have to remove the cup holder, which I think is a design flaw. This little drawstring bag, like I mentioned, it's pretty roomy. We have some diapers, we have some wipes. It's not going to be a huge amount, and I don't think you're gonna replace a full diaper bag, but you know, your essentials are in there. Drawstring works pretty nicely. The handle does adjust, so this is as far as it'll go. It's plenty enough for my husband. I kind of have it like around here, so it's more comfortable for me. And the steering works pretty well, but where you're gonna get into trouble is, oh, another negative is that this isn't always secure. So it is secure once you have it in the right place, but it only hooks on by this little thing. So I would wish that they would put another strap here, like the one on the bottom, so that this doesn't happen if you're messing around with the handlebar. But it's not that big of a deal, it's just like one of those minor negatives. So then this, so like let's say I want to turn around, right? It's not that easy. I kind of have to pop a wheelie to do it, which can be a little dangerous depending on the place you're at, but Lillian's pretty secure in here, so I'm not that concerned. The wheels do work really well, very smooth ride. I think a really good quality wheel. There's no like weird squeakiness. It's done really well both on sidewalks as well as like a little bit off-road. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fold this down, and I'm going to kind of walk you through it, so in case you already bought this and you need help. Take the pin out, and then you're going to take the handlebar out. You can also push it down. Should have done that first. There's a yellow trigger. You're going to pull the yellow trigger up. You're going to fold, watch your fingers, Lillian. Bend the sun shield back. You're going to take this handle off. So it goes up. Watch your fingers, don't pinch it. And then this, you're going to push down and release the handlebars down. And then everything kind of just folds down like this. I don't know that you need a duffel bag if you're just carrying this on the plane or if you're doing road trips. So this is really great. There's also the handle. You can just kind of carry it like this and walk around with it. This is how we normally keep it, is around this size. To fold the wheels down, there's two buttons on either side right here. They're round, and you're gonna push them in. There's a handle back here, and you're gonna pull it up. So while I push those buttons, I'm also yanking up on this handle, and it folds down to about the size of, I would say, a large duffel bag. You could throw this into any duffel bag you have, which is why I went with the Series 3 versus the 5. Because I mentioned earlier in the video, the only difference I could really tell between Series 3 and Series 5 was that the Series 5 came with the travel bag. You can always purchase the Doona Trike travel bag later on. Honestly, I have a couple duffel bags that I'm not really using, and I feel like I could just fit this in. I also don't know that you need a duffel bag if you're just carrying this on the plane or if you're doing road trips. So this is really great. There's also the handle. You can just kind of carry it like this. So those are all of my thoughts, my pros, my cons with the Doona Liki Trike Series 3. I hope this video was helpful for you in helping you make the right decision for you and your family, and possibly if you needed to have any tips like how to fold the trike, that I was able to help you with that. If you want a quick breakdown to review, to glance back at for all the pros, the cons, and where to purchase and how to purchase, and maybe even how to finance it with zero interest, I really love this product. We purchased it ourselves on Amazon, and if you have an Amazon Visa or Amazon card, they do offer zero interest financing options, which you can do, and that's also a great way to maybe plan out how you're going to make it work for you and your family if this is something that you want to invest in. I have zero regrets in my purchase, and I look at it as, did it improve our overall quality of life? Does it make our life a little bit easier? And does Lillian enjoy it? And so far it hits all of those benchmarks. I don't have any real issues. I did mention a couple negatives with the product and design flaws in my opinion as a mom with the product, but it's not enough for me to not repurchase it or recommend it to a fellow mom who is looking for some of the same qualifications that I was looking for when it came down to a trike for my 11-month-old. And I did mention that we purchased it the second Lillian turned 10 months. So I will update you guys as we continue to use it and as we move into other functions and taking some of the restraints and some of the control away so that Lillian has more control. So if you enjoyed this video, please share it with those that might find it interesting or could benefit from it, and don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos from me. All of my socials and everything you might need to know about me or this product will be listed in the description box. Bye!